Interesting, isn't it? That the more you want it, often the more you don't let it in. The more you try to explain to yourself and to others why you deserve it. And you know, when you're justifying or defending or protesting, proclaiming that you deserve something that you have not, your dominant vibration is, I have not. And the law of attraction doesn't listen to your words. The law of attraction listens to your vibration, responds to your vibration. And when your vibration is one of, I have not, then the things that you have not that you want can't get in because you've got a vibrational emitting that is attracting the absence of what you want rather than the presence of you want. Now we know that seems like that sucks. We know that seems all wrong in many cases. But you said, I'm wanting, not willing. You were willing, but you didn't say, I'm willing. You said, I'm eager about being present in this creative realm. Eager about exploring and defining my personal preferences, my personal interests, and focusing them into being. Molding the clay of the universe through the power of your thought by being aware of the way you feel. Because you have a really good thing going for you. You came into this body, and the larger part of you, your inner being, that source soul part of you, remains non-physically focused. And you know, when you proclaim a preference to something, when you ask for it, you emanate a rocket of desire that your inner being focuses then upon with no resistance. And all of the cooperative components are gathered in what we are calling a vortex. It's this swirling mass of attraction, this vibrational reality that precedes the manifestation, which you are going to have the fun of getting to allow. You're going to get to watch it evolve. You're going to get to feel it into being. Oh, you got a flash of it. That thing that you didn't want that made you ask for it in a strong way, you got a flash of it, but you're not steady on that flash. You're tentative on it. You want it because you don't have it in so many cases. And when you want it because you don't have it, you can't get it. So, take it easy. Have fun with it. It's good. There's nothing serious going on here. Take it easy. All is good. You can't get it wrong. That's how blessed you are. You came, you saw, you asked, it's done. So you made it happen. You are in on that too. You already made it happen when life caused you to have a asking moment. That's really what made it happen. But now, in order for you to experience the deliciousness of the unfolding of it, as the vibrations turn to thoughts and the thoughts turn to things, then that's when you let it happen through a continuing calibration process. You don't have to sustain it in the sense that it won't slip away from you. In other words, once you've asked and your inner being's got it, it's yours. And you can take your time, you can suffer as long as you want and not let it in. But it's yours. It's always going to be yours. It's there for you any time that you decide that you've paid enough of a price to have it. We're just trying to talk you into not feeling like there's a price to be paid. There's just some calibration to do. That's all. That when that asking comes, everything that is follows that request to support it, to perpetuate it, to help it in the becoming. So you knew that. You said, I want to be in a body and I want to be there. Because I know that the variety is such that I will be inspired to continual new asking. And I know, you said this, I know that when the asking happens within me, that everything in the universe will support my asking. And so here you are in your body and you're asking. And your desires, your requests, your hopes, your prayers, whatever it is that is happening within you is being answered. But the question that you want to continually be answering for yourself is, am I in the receiving mode of letting what I am asking for in? Or has my past experience, in fact, the very experience that is causing me to ask, is that very experience that is causing me to ask in the way of me letting it in. Because if I knew I could have it, I might not. We're speaking from your magnificent human point of view. If I knew I could have it, if I knew I could be it or do it, then I might not have been asking quite so hard. I might not have been pleading or yearning or even hoping so much. I might have just been pointing and saying yes to that and yes to that and yes to that, like at the buffet where you're never denied, where nothing is ever slammed onto your plate and forced down your throat now that you've grown up and left your mother. So the question that you want to answer for yourself is, am I in the receiving mode of what I'm asking for, or am I still beating to the drum of, I don't have it, but I want it. 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 Because when I don't have it, but I want it, I don't have it is the resistance in the I want it. And it can keep you in a tension that if you're not aware of how to release that tension, you can ask and ask and ask for a lot of things and not have the thrill of watching the universe and all of its forces, the energy that creates worlds, line up to accommodate you, because you are the creator of your experience. You get to be or do or have what you want. But you got to figure out how to ask and then let it in. Ask and then let it in. It's the new asking that causes a life force to flow through you. It's sort of like this. So here you are in this combination of life. And from it, you know what you want and you know what you don't want. In other words, it's quite obvious, isn't it? And when you know what you don't want, even if you don't put words to what you want, there's an absolute understanding. It's an assumption, because every subject is two subjects. There's wanted and absence of wanted. And so if you're on the absence of wanted part of it, the wanted part of it is known too. That's why we say, when you know what you don't want and you're focused upon that, there's an equal knowing what you do want that's growing simultaneously. Your inner being is focused there. And so you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and then you decide to calibrate. You decide that you care about the way you feel. Caring about the way you feel is the thing that matters the most to you, not the having whatever it is that is missing or that you think you want. It's feeling good is what you're now focused upon. And so you calibrate into alignment with what you've asked for, then it manifests. So then not only do you receive the manifestation, but now you stand in a new place with a new set of contrasting experiences. So then you ask again and you allow again, and then you stand in a new place. This is what the expansion of you. And you didn't come for the expansion of you. You came for the joy of the expansion of you. You came for the thrill of the expansion of you. So you really want to ease up. You're not stepping back. There is no regression. You can't know it and then not know it, because when you've asked, your inner being knows it, and your inner being holds that knowledge for you and never stops offering you avenues to rendezvous. And you just get better and better at finding your way there. But you have to leave room for your expansion. You are an eternal being. You are never ending. You have to allow yourself room to become. No, I'm the rare one that came and I want perfection immediately. And we say, you think you do, but you don't. What you want is as much as you can let in. And so we get it. And we want this for all of you. We want you to let as much in as you can, because it's all supposed to be so good. Jerry used to say to Esther on occasion, especially when they first came together, because Esther was sort of ravenous for everything. And Jerry would say, don't you want to save something for later? And Esther would say, why? 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 Because there will be more later, but you don't have to save for it. It will be as much as you can conjure and allow. You're not going to use it up. There's not a finite pie that you've been assigned. Here's what you've been assigned, and don't use it up too soon, because you might get into your 30s or 40s and you might have a long time of deprivation after that. It's an infinite pie that continues to expand through your continuing asking and through your continual allowing. Yeah. So from the moment that you give birth to your desire, your work is to practice what we've been calling the art of allowing. Your work is to allow Allow your desire to come into being. And it's not work. It's joy. It's bliss. It's pleasure to watch this magnificent universe wrap around you in details too many to even begin to describe. But you get to witness them. You get to feel the things lining up for you. And that, friends, is what deliberate creating is. That's what you said. I'm going to go forth. I'm going to live on that planet, and I'm going to come to my own conclusions about what I want. And I'm going to ask for them, and then I'm going to calibrate precisely. I'm going to calibrate to the vibrational frequency of my desire, not to the absence of it that actually was the genesis of it, the giving birth of it. I'm going to calibrate to the desire. And oh, that's going to feel good. It's going to feel like relief the moment I start it. And then I'm going to do the natural thing that I can't help but do. I'm going to live in a world where the law of attraction gathers the cooperative components, and I'm just going to make sure I'm one of them. I'm just going to be that cooperative component. And I'm going to have the thrill of watching things take shape and form right before my eyes. I'm not just going to ask for it and bam, there it is. I'm going to have the pleasure of molding it into place with my thoughts and emotions and words. And I'm going to experience firsthand, on purpose, deliberately, what the law of attraction provides for me. Because the law of attraction is what causes momentum. The law of attraction is what causes trending. The law of attraction is what escalating is about. When something escalates, it's because of your attention to it, you see. So now you know everything that you need to know to live happily ever after. You just got to want to live happily ever after. That's the key. You got to care. You got to really, really care about how you feel. Because if you really, really care about how you really, really feel, then when something occurs and you have a knee-jerk reaction to it where you feel the discord of it because something about it is off, and instead of trying to figure out why it's off or exactly what it is that's off or whose fault it is that it's off, instead of blaming yourself or somebody else, if instead of perpetuating or escalating that trend about that thing, whatever it is that you don't want, if instead you can look from right where you stand for the existing matches in your world. What does match? The existing easy matches. And as you distract yourself from whatever the bothersome whatever it was and focus upon existing matches that feel good, do you know that in every moment, whatever is coming to you, something you like, something you don't like, something that you sort of like, something that you sort of don't like, something that you really like, something that you really don't like, no matter what it is, you've met it halfway. Because nothing comes to you that's not a vibrational match to what you got going on. Yeah? So now you know everything we know about everything that matters.